Right. All right.
Back again.
We are back. Another episode of the P1 Reality Check. Yes. I am your boy, your man, Mark Fresh.
And I am P1, True Speaker Love Ambassador. NC is in the building. Maya, what's up?
Hey everybody, it's Maya here.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Are you gonna say that every time?
Yes.
No, that was a good one though. That was like the one kinda.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's your boy Y&M John Doe, positive on clothing on my body. You know, Y&M Love merch. Go ahead, hit the link. What happened in my neighborhood out now? You know, we outside this summer for real.
Outside.
We outside.
Yeah, real.
Every weekend outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, y'all. So we back. And boy, we have a lot of things to unpack around these parts.
Man.
But as always, we like to start with all of the good things and the positivity. So we're going to start off with what's good. What's good? Who wants to go first? You want me to go first? I can go first.
You can go
first.
All right, I'll go first. So what's good for me is, of course, this past weekend, Father's Day weekend, and it feels good to be a daddy. My son turned 19.
Oh, man.
He's adulting now, and it just feels good. Spent some time with my daughter. We hung out, went to grandma. She cooked. We hung out at the pool all day. It was beautiful.
Nice.
Swam. Got dunked a couple of times by my daughter and my niece.
Oh, okay.
So all that.
They get big enough to dunk you now.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Yes. I was getting jumped in the pool.
I still haven't been to the pool. We still haven't been.
Huh?
Yeah.
I used to never go to the pool, until I moved over here, and always a pool person, and the kids always go to the pool. So,
love to swim. I love the water.
Yeah.
Any body of water, I'll jump in.
Yeah.
Lake, ocean.
That's that stuff right there.
Yeah, ocean, it don't matter. I'll swim in it all. So,
everything but the lake.
But the lake?
Yeah, lake. I'll go in, but I'm be cautious.
I don't really like lakes either. You know what I'm saying? I really don't like lakes. No, definitely wouldn't go into the lake around these parts.
No.
I ain't gonna call the name out to get flagged.
That's for sure.
Mark said it first.
I'm gonna go ahead and go next. All right.
All right.
Yeah. So, man, I got about 3 things, man. Number 1, the wedding is about a month away.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So that's one. What's good? Number 2, my guy Stephen Curry. Okay.
Oh, man.
But then this past weekend, the performance with the young guys, man, at the Youth Summit, Power Youth Summit with DeMario Baker and, the Inspire Us Foundation, man. We turned up, had a great performance. And it was lit, me and my young guys, positive one on my Genius campaign. Yeah. Second performance of the year, So that's what's good right now, we on top.
Winning. Winning.
Yeah.
Mine go.
Okay, my good thing is, so we had a wedding meeting today, and we was basically going over everything that I need. And I felt like I didn't have everything, but now I realize that I'm on the right track and I barely need anything else.
All right.
So that's my good thing.
All right. No Bridezilla.
No Bridezilla. Yeah, that can never be
She's
me.
done wonderful.
Well, no.
Dana was good all the way up to like the night before, and I don't know why she.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. I'm like,
yo, why are you tripping? Because she's
don't let me trip the day of.
Look,
I'm not gonna be there, so
that's what I'm afraid of. Because everybody's gonna get on my nerves.
Oh,
I'm not gonna have my person.
okay. Well, there though. But it's just
I'll
one
be
thing.
all right.
Like, it's just like, yo, I always remember it's just one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like y'all together in the house right now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, because I remember when I got married, it was like, yo, all right, we're gonna go get married tomorrow. Or it was the day before because she stayed in the hotel or whatever, you know? And then, all right, we're gonna get married tomorrow. Now everybody's gonna come, it's gonna be like a huge thing, but we're really just going to do this thing, you know? And then we're gonna be back together the same day, next day.
Right. It's really for everybody else.
Yeah, it's really like, yes, it's really for everybody else to like, but granted, because like, you know, everybody feel like they have a PCU and they love to see you.
Yeah.
I get it, you know. But yeah, but live it's I always just remember it's for y'all though. You know what I'm saying? Like so you shouldn't be stressing about anything, man.
Yeah. Okay, what's yours?
Because it's gonna work out, I promise.
Oh yeah.
But good job. That's awesome because I know that's tough.
Definitely. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, so my good thing, one that John touched on, with the young guys this weekend performing at the Youth Summit. It was the knowledge that was given by Demario Baker and this company name Global
Inspire Us Foundation.
Okay, Inspire Us Foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And DB Global, I think, is his space.
Oh yeah, DB Global is his, yeah.
Yeah. So his whole team and everything, man, it was a great event. My whole family went out. My kids was very attentive to the speakers. They got some jewels dropped on them. They was asking me certain questions about, you know, just performance and like, you know, they were inspired by all the other teams that was on the stage at the Youth Summit. So just hearing from that, like, man, that's what it was right there. I mean, those are the things that move mountains. Just people like that and continually doing things like that for all the right reasons, which is something that he did. So my heart was filled from that. Then the next day went to it was a Juneteenth festival uptown that Isaiah had his clothing brand at. So he had his first fashion show.
Yes.
Yeah, and that was dope. Let's see. He was what was it? He had his stand up there too. So his stand, he sold some clothes to the people. He had and it was just a good vibe, man. There was a couple people I knew out there that played with Lena in basketball. They had the books that they published. We bought some books, etc. I mean, it was just all love. And I will be performing there next year too, straight up uptown. So I already put that in the space because, you know, remember Evelyn Lewis, Mark? Remember the time we went to Ardrey High School? And with Evelyn, the one who's
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought it was April, but
yeah, I think it is April.
Yeah, he said Evelyn. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, it is April.
Yeah, I thought it was, yeah.
Yep.
So April, yeah. But we went there and she was the one running that whole thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she went and did the whole thing. So she was like, if anybody wants to do events right here, do it. Just let me know. We got the people that's right here that's gonna put us right here uptown. And you know, my head started going, but I'll talk about that later. I was like, OMG showcase, bro.
She'll be with it.
Yeah, oh yeah, she'll definitely be with it. Because I mean, she has some good people there. I think I don't know him really, but his name was Little Richie. People was telling me that he was like, you know,
I think he's a rapper.
Yeah.
Light skinned kid.
Yeah, light skinned kid. Yeah, light skinned kid.
I've seen him at a recital. I saw him perform, and it sort of made a big deal then. Like, I guess.
Okay, yeah. He was nice, but like me, you know me, I'm looking at his dad. You know, I'm like, yo, his dad was around. I'm like, yo, you know, solid, bro. You know, because just he had him and two of the other kids was like performing, and they was really talented as far as like put together, etc. You know, and it just made me think of the young guys and how we developing them, because you could see the season of what they were and what they were doing and how seasoned they were at it, and the confidence that they walked around with after it, you know. So it was just a beautiful thing to see, and that was all Black people. It was all love. I mean, people spitting knowledge. I mean, it was a dope thing. And then my boy finished it off with his fashion show. That was like, whoa, Dolo World. He been working for like
Dolo World.
a year and 6
Right.
months.
Yeah, that's big right there.
He had his own models and everything, bro. It was like ridiculous, bro.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's dope. Wow, that's big right there. That's big.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh yeah, I forgot too. One more thing. I went on vacation last week. That was dope. That was like one of the dopest things. You know, I went on vacation with the fam. Just chill, beach. That's why I'm dark right now. I'm like super dark right now. But yeah, that was dope. You know, always fam. Got some relaxation, release some energy. Got that ocean in me. I'm ready to go. About to do some dope things this summer.
That's what's up. Yeah, the ocean is always good.
Yeah.
Ocean always feels good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's what's up. That's what's up. All right, so we're gonna move it right along. Guess Myra get into some things.
Some things. So I have a couple of questions for y'all first. So how many mass shootings do y'all think it's been this year? Just like
what's considered a mass shooting?
Let's talk about that. So if you Google like what's the definition of a mass shooting, they don't even have like an actual definition for it. Like there's no definition for what a mass shooting is. So that was going to be my second question. What do y'all think? Like, where do you determine a mass shooting?
Well, let's ask that first. What do we determine?
Okay.
I'll answer that first. I feel like it has to be like a public place, number one, where it's like at least, I don't know, a large group of people and probably about 5 people at least get shot, maybe, is a mass shooting. I would say about 4 or 5 people. But it has to be like more injured. So I don't know. That's I'm gonna say 4 or 5 people shot in a public setting. That's my answer.
Okay. What do y'all think?
I mean,
there's no right or wrong.
Right.
Yeah. And I would say, you know, I'm sort of with John, like right around that number, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 or more.
Yeah.
But I also think like it could be anywhere. But the one thing that keeps going through my mind is like, okay, what if 4 people who all live in a house together, like if it's a family and like an uncle shoots the rest of the family, is that considered a mass shooting?
I feel like that's like a mass murder.
If they're at a cookout or something like that, and it's like 6 people all in the backyard hanging out, and they all get shot by like a stranger. I don't know. It's just so many things, but I would say 4 or 5 people get shot at the same time.
Yeah,
that's what would be.
I feel like they have a like personal connection or like some type of. If it's family like that, then yeah, it's a mass murder. But if it's like a stranger or not like something that's, I don't know, like is gang violence like a shootout? Is that a mass murder? I think yes. I say yes.
Right. Like if 10 dudes is on the corner and they all get shot and killed, is that?
Yeah. Well, y'all know me, 30,000 foot view, like it's all wordplay. I mean, like, I think, you know, I'm from the South, so when you think mass, it's like, I'm thinking
a lot,
20 or 30 or more, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like I just think of this because I think of like the mass choirs, you know, it's always like big choirs. So massive people, like 5 people to me is just like, that's 5 people. I never call 5 mass, you know what I'm saying? But that I think is the wordplay, which hypes more media hype to it, that they can like make the cloud even bigger. Simply because they call it mass shootings. We sit here and just nobody know what it means, but we just know mass, like, yo, mass is a lot. You know what I'm saying? So the perception of it when you say it is going to give what they want anyway, and they want attention. So like whether we call it mass shootings, whether we call it single shooting, whatever it is, all I know is people dying and they getting killed. So and that's always been the issue, but they always seem to put word plays on it, because if you truth be known, that probably, I don't know the number, but truth be told, I believe that the numbers probably been constant forever because they just been manipulating the numbers by wordplay.
Yeah, because if you change the definition, so if you say, okay, this year it was, 100, and then you say, okay, well, but back in 1995 we defined it different.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So it's really not exactly the same thing.
Yep.
Sometimes you read the statistics and they're like, oh, well, we take out this, count that. Well, if it was by police or if it happened this way, you know what I'm saying? Like, then, you know, saying so things get adjusted. So yeah,
they manipulate everything with words, man, or create new words.
So do you think the reason that they don't have a definition yet is so that it can still be manipulated, and so that we can be manipulated about it?
If you muddy the definition, how anybody gonna find a way?
America only works if there's manipulation.
Right.
I mean, I need a bell.
That's the only way all of this stuff works, right? Where you could because the gun thing is now political, right? And like, because that's really what this is about. And that's where the wordplay comes in, right? Because now if I am a president and I make people think that this is an epidemic, but I also help make them think that I'm the one that can fix it. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, we got to watch out for this, but vote for me because I can fix it. So I'm going to call it certain things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that I invoke more fear, create more emotion to get people to think about me more.
You need me now because I'm the one.
Right. And it makes people think that. So when you go to the poll, if you worried about mass shootings at the poll, then you're going to vote for that guy who talked about it and who made you feel like he possibly could fix it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even though, and you know, really in your heart, he probably lying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you know that, but then you're like, well, it doesn't really matter because this other guy isn't talking that strongly about it. Like literally stuff is like cost presidents the election and got them.
Yeah.
And George Bush is an example of that. And the daddy.
Yeah.
Daddy won on something similar. With a criminal in a court case, and he beat somebody because that person didn't talk strongly about this thing he did, and made everybody fear this guy, and like basically allowing prisoners to go home for different reasons.
Bill Clinton won on that.
Yep.
On prison reform. I mean, not prison reform, but crime, whatever you call it.
Yep. And so they do these things, but they just we create this headline, mass shootings, or, you know what I'm saying, or crime bills, or whatever it is, whatever words you throw out there to make people fear it. And now you could draw attention that way. So that's really what America is, though.
Yes.
It's that constant shift, because you could do different things with that. You can move money places. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can shift economies. You can do all these things just by making the masses think things. You know what I'm saying?
Think about it too, right, Mark? With how they manipulate things, right? The biggest business is media, right? They have massive numbers, so they know what they throw whatever surveys out there all the time, so they know what the buzzwords are. So if a mass shooting, okay, politically, I'm talking about mass shootings because this demographic that seems to be what they care about the most. So I'm gonna go at that all day, and they have these numbers, so it's like shooting fish in a barrel. When they have these numbers that they can politicize everything, because and the race issue is always going. Anytime they need some distraction, they can always go to the race issue. They know it's split right down the middle, and they will divide us. They just gotta find, like, all these whatever considered mass shootings, right? They happen all the time, right? All the time. So why wouldn't they put them all on the TV? Because they don't need them all the time. They don't need to put them on the video all the time. Because remember that thing that happened in Charlotte, on Bedford, or was it Bedford or Freedom?
Old Concord, or
no. More recently, when people just kind of out there, like people just shooting, killing people.
Bedford, yeah,
that's about a year or 2 years ago, right? Something like that, right?
Just 2 years.
That never got national media ever, the whole time. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That national media. No, nothing. Nobody came down for that.
A lot of people got shot.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. They are selective with what they pick and what they want to show us. Because if it doesn't fit their agenda, they just don't show it.
Right.
Or don't talk about it. That's just how it goes. And we just keep falling into that trap every single time because we know that they're gonna get like, the Ukraine thing is kind of like buzzed out, right? So we need something a little more fresher and like let the Ukraine thing go away so we can bring it back up in, next month or 2 months from now with another big story, because the war, we're already desensitized to that.
Right now, we're just dealing with the gas prices.
Now, it's a gas price. It's all like I've said this on so many occasions on the show. Like it's always something, right? It's always a hot topic that's shifting everything. You know what I mean? Always. It's never stopped since I've been a kid.
Think about what we not talking about no more.
COVID.
Exactly.
Boom.
And I seen a video.
Ain't nobody dying.
Ain't nobody dead.
Now nobody's dying anymore. Is that what it is?
I think it's coming back around.
Like it's just like, what happened? People stopped dying, and we know they didn't. But just the point of how bad they made it seem at one point,
bruh. Yeah. Think about it, right? If you didn't get the vaccine, you was the devil. The devil, like just 6 months ago, man. I don't want to say nothing.
Companies for a minute wasn't hiring you if you had a vaccine,
right?
Or firing you,
but now they all flipped. And now they're like, okay, it's okay now.
Like what? They really?
Like, so it hasn't even been 6 months and I'm okay. When 3 months ago it was a problem.
Yeah.
And now it's okay.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
What are they doing? We just like yo-yos out here.
But look, now it's all. Now you can get. Now you can get the COVID pill over counter.
Dude, word?
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard it on the radio.
Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like whatever. Oh, you have symptoms. Yeah. Take the pill within 3 days. Like, man,
they say you got to take it within the first 5 days of your symptoms.
Yeah, what it is. They slow playing us, man. They
I heard it on the radio.
The entire way, bro. The entire way they slow playing us. But
that Joker's just coughing last night. I gotta get this pill, yo. A lot of people coughing last night.
It was like, make sure you check with your, you know what I'm saying? Your medical. Check with your medical.
Soon rappers gonna be doing commercials going to get a COVID pill. You know what I'm saying?
Check with your doctor first.
Little baby gonna be going to get a COVID pill.
Like, yo, and think about it, right? When the last time you seen like a pharmaceutical company that's on like the NFL field or the NBA field got ads like right in that time slot? Yeah. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
You wait.
This is sickening.
The NBA team's gonna have a COVID pill on their jerseys. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. What? Now I know they got that COVID pill is about to go crazy. Crazy. Yes, Ma, you're correct. It is coming back. Whether it is coming back or it's not, it's coming back.
Yeah.
No
matter what. You're right. Whether it does or not, it's gonna be back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because they got a cake off that COVID pill.
Yo, right.
Yeah.
They ain't that for no reason.
They ain't make it for nothing.
Right. For no reason.
Like, yo,
that was probably the plan.
Yo, they be making money coming and going, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, they killing you every day.
COVID pill gonna be like Tylenol.
Right. Right, yo. Right. They be like, yo, is it the flu?
What's the next question, babes?
I don't even want to talk about it. That is disgusting. America is disgusting. But anyways.
It is. Very true.
We're going to go to the Juneteenth.
Okay.
Then we can talk about how disgusting they are with this.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. But, so Juneteenth was what? Sunday?
Yes, Sunday.
Yeah, yesterday.
Sunday. And of course, big companies want to market, the big event that's coming up. And I'm just gonna go over some things that some companies and what they did. So Walmart came out with a Juneteenth flavored ice cream.
What?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw
Yes.
What?
that. I
The
saw
flavor
that.
is probably not what you think it is. Thankfully, it was swirled red velvet and cheesecake, but the packaging was like African packaging and had Juneteenth on it. But they end up apologizing for it because they got slammed. Like,
Wow.
Yo.
then
Not
the Indianapolis Children's Museum had a Juneteenth watermelon salad on its menu.
Wait, this was a museum that did this?
A museum, a children's museum. And then guess what the museum said?
What?
They said they did not approve this salad to be on the menu. And
What?
that it was the vendor did it without their knowing, basically.
Come on, man, get out of here. Nobody's trying to say that.
Come on, man. You know everything on the menu. You
Right.
hiring.
It's your whatever, man. Like
Somebody
those things
had
don't
to
happen
approve
like that.
it.
Sorry,
All right,
Somebody had to approve the menu.
that doesn't happen like that. That doesn't happen.
So, I mean, those are just a few. But my question to y'all is like, I know most Black people don't like that large companies are like marketing Juneteenth and things like that. But do you have an issue with it, and why or why not?
You go ahead, Mark.
Nah, you can go. You can go.
Look, I do like the awareness of it, but it's like it's not real. I mean, they're marketing it to make sales to get in good graces with Black people. That's how I see it. Because like once we didn't even ask for Juneteenth. Like
You don't know that.
No, we didn't. Like, look, the topic was stop killing us. They were like, yo, Juneteenth, that's what we'll do. It's
Okay.
like, that was the topic, yo. The topic was, I mean, I'm grateful for what the awareness brings, but it's just like the NFL putting stop racism and then having a hiring already really taken care of and bringing the Black person in just to fit the quota. It's the same thing. Like, it's just marketing. It's words. We all know, I'm 41 years old. I know what they're saying behind the closed doors. All front PR, etc. They don't care. So, I mean, like you said, it brings more awareness, but I think that is needed because it does bring more awareness to other white people who don't know, or other culture who are not even aware of it, because they have a mind of their own and they could maybe flip toward awakening and awareness of what's going on around them. So that in itself can be a good thing, right? But when I know what it is, it's just the Matrix, right? It's like the same people that killed Martin Luther King gave him a holiday, right? So that's kind of how I think it's just it's a play off of the awareness of, oh yeah, we're not saying sorry, but we'll do this for you. Because we can't publicly say, yo, we really messed up, because they know the wave will come at them if they admit fault.
Yes, because they'll owe us a lot.
Yes.
That we already should have.
Yes. Like,
right.
A million times
should have. And this is just more of corporate America continuously showing disrespect towards Black people. You know what I'm saying? When you think about just the idea that in your mind, if you put a product like this out there, that we're going to buy it. Because clearly you're not marketing that product to white people, right? We know this. You're marketing it to Black people. So now you take this thing that Black people really just got on a federal level. You know what I'm saying? Black people just got it, you know, a year ago. And now you're taking that thing and now you're trying to make dollars off of it, assuming that that's what, to Lee's point, that's what Black people want. when the majority of Black people don't even celebrate the holiday in that sense, like wide scale. We make a way bigger deal over Memorial Day than we do Juneteenth nationally.
And it's a couple weeks apart.
Exactly. Memorial Day is way more important to Black people. So, like, you know, I get it. You know what I'm saying? And I just and just what I mean by that is from a celebratory standpoint. Like, I understand the symbolism of Juneteenth. I get it. But that it being a celebration, that's becoming more and more mainstream and more Black people. Because again, me growing up wasn't talked about. And if it was done on a very small scale and normally in smaller communities, much bigger in Texas because that's really where it evolved from. You know what I'm saying? And then other places throughout the South, because again, the event in and of itself was regional. The event wasn't national. The event was a regional event because, and you know, we'll get into all that stuff later. But the point that I'm making is this is just another example of corporate America attempting to exploit Blackness instead of truly appreciating it. Is more about the exploitation. You know what I'm saying? And this is just what gets done over and over and over. But here's the other sad part about it. I would guarantee for every one of these companies and every one of these organizations, there was a Black person in the room when they made the decision. I promise you. I promise you. I'm telling you, especially for Walmart.
Yeah, right.
Like, should we put this cover on this ice cream?
Right.
Like, who designed that, man?
Like,
they just want to get paid too.
Yeah, I know they involved somebody that green lighted it and said, yeah, let's go with that, because they probably felt like they didn't have a choice because that was about the bag. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So in that corporate setting, you know, there aren't too many Black people that are going to stand up against exploitation when the white man thinks that it's going to be a big bag. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because then it's hard, because then it's like you slowing up the money. Only thing you could hope to do is maybe like hint that it's probably not a good job, like a good idea in it in some way, and don't be full against it. Find your way to hint it and make the hint known. So then when it blows up and everything goes wrong, you're like, well, I was trying to tell y'all. But you don't want to be too, because then they'll feel a real certain kind of way about you. And they'll move you out.
Like, look, we're trying to do it, and you're being the Debbie Downer. You know what I'm saying? Right. We'll give you the.
Come on, Johnson. Can't you just get on our team?
I know, be a team player.
On our team, man. Come on.
And then they're like, yo, he's not the one. He's not the one.
He's not the one.
Don't your people love this?
Abort.
Right.
You gotta find another one.
Too opinionated. But yeah, so that you know, that's my take, is just another example of a bit of exploitation. This is something that, you know, corporate America should leave alone, unless you want to give the money to Black people to put on something.
Right.
And hopefully that includes, you know, history lessons.
Every time they do something like this, we just need to say, give us our reparations. Hashtag it. I don't know if that'll work, but that's all.
They will, because once you poke that hole and that opens, there will be a floodgate, because you can't close the hole up once you admit that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's one thing that I don't see us ever being able to get, because it's like it's way too much for them. Even though they give all these billions to all the other countries, they can't do it to us, because what would happen if they give us money? They wouldn't make any money anymore. We wouldn't buy from them anymore.
Yep.
I'm moving out of America.
Here's the crazy thing about this whole story with Juneteenth is technically the descendants of the people in, I think it was Galveston, Texas, that where their slave masters wouldn't let them go for basically 2 years after Abraham Lincoln made the announcement that slavery was no longer. So when you think about the way America works, that's like I should be able to sue you for 2 years worth of income that I couldn't get. So it's things like that. When you think about it, it's like America, you want to celebrate it, but why? What are you celebrating? Like you're not really
Yeah.
doing anything. Like do that then. So all those descendants should get a check. You know what I'm saying? And interest for all these years they didn't get their money. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that is, you know, that's what when it's real. Anything else is phony.
And the thing is like we don't really celebrate. We celebrate this, but this with freedom, right? But you know that's symbolic because we don't know and understand how devastating it was after we were emancipated.
Mm-hmm.
You're letting people who have no education, can't read, can't function, have no property, nothing, just go. And there's no resource for them. Like, especially in the deep South. They have a couple universities they start getting through at that time of Reconstruction period. And like, but I mean, it was like a free for all. And so it was basically like letting out on how sea turtles they hatch on shore, and once they hatch on shore, they got to get into the water, and most of them never make it because they get eaten up by something before they get out to sea, etc. So and that's what they did to all the black people back then, right? So we have celebrating Juneteenth, which is great, but understand like that was like something that really because a lot of slaves went back to the plantation to ask for a job so they could survive.
Exactly.
They have a choice.
No choice.
Yep.
When we freed them, give them no economic base, nothing.
Exactly.
Well, I still celebrate Juneteenth.
Yeah, I will.
Only because I just use that day to like show my respect to, my ancestors and what they had to go through and things like that. It's just like a day of remembrance.
Yeah, it's a great thing of awareness. It definitely brings awareness. So,
yeah, but that's about it for me.
Yeah.
And I shop with the Black businesses or whatever. Like if I'm gonna let somebody capitalize off of it, I'll let my own people do it.
Right.
So
yeah, I personally think if America is going to celebrate Juneteenth, it needs to be more symbolic.
Yeah.
Every Black person should get a paid holiday. If corporate America wants to do something. You know what I'm saying? Like, because
I think they do time and a half now.
A lot of companies that, just for the whole company, it's a paid holiday. And I know things come with fairness and all that other stuff, and that makes it tough. But, people should celebrate it, but just not in this way. Because to me, what else do we have then? So the one national holiday in that way that we have as a culture brings America back to us as slaves. And a lot of people don't understand that that's really important. I personally think that's why the holiday in and of itself isn't really big among all Blacks throughout America, throughout history, right? It's not big everywhere. And personally, I think that plays a part. I know for me, it definitely plays a part because our history is so much more than that. And the events of it, are really too, like, when you think about it, it's like it started because in Texas, and there were different pockets where, they weren't willing to let their slaves go. So the government over time, again, it happened in, I think, what was it,
1863?
1863. You know what I'm saying? This happened in 1865 when the troops had to go down to Texas and basically force it. You know what I mean? So again, and then two is, it just, to me, it puts Black people in that space of, we need somebody to come save us. And every time we celebrate this holiday, I feel like it takes us more back to that. I feel like there's just so much more. I feel like, yes, that's a part of it. But to me, that's like the fact that that's the federal part, and it's blacks' freedom on something we should have never been in the first place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, what, man, like I just hate, I mean, and so it's not like, you know what? I would feel differently about it if we went to war and we won. Like if we won some sort of war, you know, and freed ourselves in that way, I think I would feel better about it. But to me, I think this is almost more about America than it is about black people.
Does people like Holocaust survivalists, do they celebrate? Like, do they have anything that celebrates them ending, like that whole thing ending?
I've
like
never,
no, I've never heard of it.
Never heard of like.
See,
they probably have something amongst like them, like themselves,
like them. Okay, yeah. Because when you put it that way, like the fact that we're celebrating a freedom of something we should have never been in, that does make it, gives it a different feeling.
Yeah, it's just another way to look at it. Like, and I think you have to do that, right? You have to be like, okay, because weird things happen, and you know, because see this, you know, again, Lee, I know you got something to say, so I'm gonna let you get ahead.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Well, yeah, I was just gonna say like when you start to think about, okay, Juneteenth is this big celebration that America is now honoring, and everybody knows it's about the freedom of blacks from slavery. Every time somebody thinks Black history, where they going? To us as slavery. You know where they don't go to? A.G. Gaston. You know what I'm saying? You know where they don't go to? Free Frank McWhorter. They don't go there. You know what I'm saying? They don't go to all the Black Wall Streets that we've had.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't go to all the prosperity we've created. You know what I'm saying? They don't even go to the things where, you know, they don't go to Bruce's Beach because, again, these are things that they also know that they destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, because, and even when you think about the fact that even in slavery, we were still so much more than slaves. Like we were running plantations. Like if it weren't for us, the plantations don't survive.
Nope.
I don't care what the business is. If you don't have good employees, you will not have success. If you have good employees, you win every time. But that means the employees are really creating the business and making it grow. They're driving it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why we were so much more than slaves, even in slavery.
Yeah.
But again, the one holiday we get takes us back to slavery.
Mm-hmm.
It just bothers me in that way because it's like, I think we should be given so much more. If anything, I almost believe like it should almost be like a day of America saying sorry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'd rather a more somber tone. Like, yo, we sorry, yo. Every time a Black person walks in a white person.
Yeah. I know, right? Every white person tried to say, hey, yo, sorry, bro, about that. Look, I ain't do it, but you know,
I gotta be like, thank you for your service.
Well, I mean, the fact is, Joe, that there will never be a reckoning or racial reckoning unless white people are just teaching it to white people. We already know what it is, right? We're already on this side, you know. So there, we will continue to make our small growths as a culture, and because of evolution, etc., and awareness that keeps coming out, but it will never make a massive change until they decide to, and they decide to care. I mean, it's just like talking with about every election cycle. We need to get the schools and firemen and policemen. You know what I'm saying? Like the same types of talking comes, but it's always the same every time. So nothing gonna ever change really because they don't care. They just, like Mark said before, they need the pockets of people to manipulate what they want to happen because they know this. These are things that there's billions of dollars put into elections and money to know numbers, etc. So they're only going to what makes them win. They don't care about anything else. It's like corporations. Like they know they're going to piss off at least 10, 15% of people, right? They account for that. So it doesn't really matter. Like, and they'll input, insurance and all kind of stuff just for lawsuits, teams of lawyers just for that stuff, because they know it's gonna happen because they're so big. So you could be stepping on 15% of people and you expect to every single year. So they don't care. It's just in the budget. Juneteenth's in the budget. Now, that is all. And they got people that handle it, they market the company. They don't care about it. They just need to be on the right side of history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
George Floyd got black people Juneteenth.
Right. Because like, yo, we got to do something. Oh, here, Juneteenth.
Yeah. It's like, death.
We're like, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, give the bottle of Juneteenth, like, thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Because, and that's really what I mean, it's we used to talk about, chitlins and pig feet. Like it's just this concept where it's always been that way. So back in slave times, you know what I'm saying, they would give the slaves the chitlins and the pig's feet. That was the slop. That's why that actually became a big meal to people. Like I remember in my family on my father's side, my grandmother used to always be making pig's feet and chitlin. I used to be like that. First of all, it smelled disgusting to me.
Horrible. How could you? Yeah.
I used to be like, I don't want to, and all my cousins be eating it.
Hey, my uncle them love that stuff, man. I'm like, bro,
I don't know how y'all do that. That is disgusting. Like,
if we eat something that smells like that,
right? But that's what it was. But it's the same thing. It just sort of morphed into other things. It became cars and jewelry and all these things that they give us to make us feel like we are doing something, and we make us feel a little bit better. Now we could get houses. You know what I'm saying? But we're really still not all the way plugged in. There are a few people who are plugged in some ways, but they can only go so far. You know what I'm saying? That's why we still got problems. You know what I'm saying? Look at Charlotte. Since at least for the past 4 years, the majority of people in power in Charlotte have all been black.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's just, but that's chitlins and pig's feet, because they really don't have power, because it's about the people with the money. If you're in a political position, the only way you're going to have real power is if you have real money. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have real money, then you won't have real power. You know what I'm saying? Because money is everything here.
Ain't nobody gonna respect nobody with money in that space. No money.
No.
You gotta have position with the people, or you gotta have money.
Yeah. And we literally watched it work when we were in those circles. I mean, we literally, like when we first left corporate America, that's where we went.
Yep.
We went to that pool.
Yeah.
That pool of individuals, and we were around and in rooms with those conversations. Yep. We literally have had a one-on-one conversation in 2 of their offices with every person of political power in Charlotte. Like every position that you can think of, whether it's, sheriff, district attorney, mayor, chief of police, all these people, like it. And so you start to see what goes on, and we're at city council meetings and we have conversations, and we got mayors and city council people coming to our events and the things that we're doing. So you start to get an idea of how they think and how they work, the things that they do, and the games that they play. You know what I'm saying? They play games with us. We didn't know. We thought we were doing the right thing. We didn't know that we were just a pawn in a card and a chess move for another politician in getting us excited about something that was real to us. And we went and spoke on it, and she just was using that to piss somebody else off. You know what I'm saying? And I realized that when I'm standing there and I'm seeing how they're reacting to me talking, I'm like, wow, I'm actually giving y'all data and stats, and I did research, and I'm giving you all this good information. I actually came prepared. Y'all laughing. So I'm like, oh snap. This really doesn't matter.
And look, and then
if I would have walked in with a man with money, but if I had money, I wouldn't have to go there.
Exactly.
I would have to go there. So if I had money, you know what I mean? Then I would have came in the room and I would have been like, yo, y'all got till tomorrow.
You did Dave Chappelle. You did Dave Chappelle.
Yeah. They would have did it. Y'all got till tomorrow.
Dave Chappelle said, look, I can't even believe I got to come up here and talk to you like this. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, he called him by the name, whatever his name was, Clarence, whatever. Like, this is crazy. If I asked you, the deal's off the table. Thank you. Good night.
Yeah, so it's like you fully understand that it's about everything's about money, and then money creates influence. Like the city, our city that we live in, literally moved lower income people off of about 6 city blocks of property, 6 city blocks long, and then another 4 city blocks wide. This whole area right off of North Tryon literally moved all of those people out, tore all those houses down that they had there in low income housing, right? Just to sit on the property for like 4 or 5 years to let it appreciate. So that now when they allow somebody to come in and build on it, they can charge them more.
Yep. They got apartments all in that space now, man.
That's what they did. That's literally what they did. Like, I'm telling you literally what happened. Like, that's what happened. Like, I'm saying, like, we made a video out there because literally, like, you know what I'm saying? That was an area that me and Lee both had familiarity with. So it was right by the office. You know what I'm saying? And it was literally like they took, and now it's, that whole area in North Tryon where it used to be just straight down North Tryon, and now you like wiggle off as you go towards Uptown right before you get to where the Amtrak is, where the train station is. Towards Uptown, the train station is on your left. That whole area to the right, back there, like that all was like low income housing, but I haven't been over there to see what, but I'm sure it's
it's like Camp Green area.
Yep.
It used to be like that. Now it's like
that's like that whole block and over to Graham Street is just transforming. All that North Tryon over all the way to Graham Street. Right now it's the space where it is. But I mean, it's like the point.
People became homeless over that. Like literally, people became homeless, had to go live in hotels, all of it.
Yep.
So once you had this place to live, you had it. And then the very city where you live is the ones who moved you out. So, think about that. Think about how quickly people get sacrificed for $1.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure it wasn't necessarily the idea of the city council person whose district that was. Somebody just came along with money. And then it just becomes one of those things where it's like, this is kind of what we're gonna do.
And like you say, some pocket greasing going on anyway. For city council, I'm sure like somebody gotta be getting some money somewhere. Money or position. But it might not be no real money, but they play in position because they don't really have no power. Like, look, here, take this and let's move it on. You know what I'm saying?
Well, who knows? Perspective, right?
Yeah.
Let's say you make $70,000 a year. And somebody comes along and tells you, I'm going to give you $25,000 cash.
Yep.
98% of the people I'm going to dare to say who make 70 grand
are taking that money.
25 grand.
They're taking that money.
Right?
Taking that money.
I mean, that's a little bit more than a third of what you make annually that you about to get in one lump sum.
Yep. Yep.
You could do a lot with that. You could pay off debt. You could the down payment on a crib.
Yeah, but didn't they get a old boy Patrick Cannon like that?
Exactly how they got him. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what.
Knowing that stuff happened all the time. They just got him.
Just got him. It's plenty of them.
Like 10 grand, over 10 grand.
Look, I used to there was this one meeting that I used to go to, and Leah, you went a couple times too, where basically it was this group that they were meeting over what they were going to do with what's that area over there where James used to live? What's that area called? Right off of Hidden Valley, right?
Yeah.
And they were meeting and they were talking about like property values and what to do. And you would look in this room of the people having this discussion. Now, somebody within the community was always represented there, but then you had all these other faces of people who you knew didn't know anyone in that community and never been there, always involved in these meetings. You know what I'm saying? Where they're talking about things that they could do and investing in the community. And really what they were there doing is fishing, because ultimately what their goal was to give to people who actually owned in Hidden Valley, because there was at one point a decent amount of people who owned, to sell. Because at this point, the property values for a house in Hidden Valley was like around 60 grand, sometimes 30. I mean, you could get a house at this, and this is probably, what is it, 2022? So I'm talking about like 2017.
Yeah, 2017. Yep.
Right? You could probably find a house in Hidden Valley that you can get away with for $19,000.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the numbers. You know what I'm saying? Even in that time, like I had flipped a couple houses the year before. So I got a house for 20 grand. You know what I'm saying? So this is what you can get houses for. But what these people were doing is they were getting themselves in these markets by trying to get to know the people so they can eventually convince them to sell to them. So now, even if the price gets pushed up to 50 grand, today that same house is worth like 400.
Yep, that's a win.
Some cases. So now in 2017, if you bought it for, say, let's say out the door, you paid 100. Now you selling it for even 350, you winning.
Winning all day.
You know what I'm saying? You tripling your money.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, but those are the things that's what happens, that a lot of us, we don't see. And then all of a sudden a change occurs and we're like, dang, when did that happen? It's been going on. It's just been under the dark. But if people were paying attention to it, or if people had money, then that's how you can fight it from happening. And now people can't come into your neighborhood because you don't need their 60 grand. You see what I'm saying? But when you need their 60 grand, that's how they take over your neighborhood.
And then, but then the easy part is like, well, they sold it to us. Like, well, if you got food and somebody hungry, like they gonna do what they got to do to try to get the food. Period.
Because most of the people kind of become poor, and here's why. Yeah. Because in essence, yes, you just got 60 grand, but you may have owed the state 15 to 20 grand in taxes, right? Exactly. And then you have to pay taxes on the money. So, you know, all in all, you can end up with, and now you walking away with, say, 35, right?
You ain't living off of that.
What are you doing with that? Because now you just sold something you owned to now go and rent somewhere. So how long is that 35,000 going to last? Because now the rent that you paying is like half your monthly income.
Yep.
Or more.
Or more.
What if it's 75% of your monthly income?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, so when you start thinking, like, that's literally how it happens. You know what I'm saying? And now you have no ownership, because when you don't own it, you know, you have no leverage to get more money. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing that gets crazy.
And the whole point of that is, and then after all of that, like you just explained all that stuff right there, that after all the stuff we have been through, everything, what they say is, here you can have a Juneteenth holiday. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the biggest thing. I mean, that I know is a joke on that space. That's why I say only the awareness is dope, that because it will create a wave eventually. But we all know that the goal is not to make us wealthy or make us prosper. The goal is just to manipulate wherever it is, so they can stay to oppress, so we can continue to be fed off and take advantage of within the system. That's the goal. Because if we're wealthy and minorities are wealthy, who are they going to sell to?
Right.
They don't be buying this stuff. You know what I'm saying? We buy it. So it takes a whole market out that they don't need. That, like, it's like saying, like, I think that's why, you know, you remember when California, they were trying to get a subway system or a rail system, etc. That joint got shut down. Why? If the auto industry at the time, like, we're not having that. That's gonna take a lot of our market out. Why would we do that for? You Them consumers.
Yeah.
We need to make it easier for them. You know what I'm saying?
It's just like the cabs did the Uber.
Right.
They was fighting Uber hard. I mean,
Yeah.
Uber had to work to get into certain markets because the
Yeah.
cabs will shut it down. I mean, like those games get played. Business is crazy.
Yeah.
The way games get played and things happen.
And we just the people that have to react to it. That is all.
Yep.
And then, like I said, they'll put up in our communities all the commercials up, you know, to say we're helping Black communities, and we're doing this, but it's really just to play on us to confuse us on what's really happening.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's it.
That's how I feel about Juneteenth.
Yeah.
Thank you. What is it? Thank you, but no thank you.
Right. Yeah, exactly. We'll not be wearing the t-shirt.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, awareness is everything for me. And because you never know what that can spark, you know, but like, it's just like when you know that you know, and the people know, it's like, that's just a political play, period.
That's it.
Yeah.
Politics as usual.
Yep.
Yeah. As always, good conversation.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Conversation. But that's the stuff that we should be talking about. Like,
yeah.
We like Black people literally should have that conversation more.
Yeah.
And begin to, you know, bring white people in on that conversation, but first having it amongst ourselves to have an honest conversation about how we all see it and how we feel, because I'm sure there are people that we could find that would have the opinion and the mindset of nah, this is important, here's why, and this, and you know, but that needs to be heard too.
Yeah.
Right, because there are people who are connected to it differently. I'm sure if somebody is from, and again, I'm pretty sure it was Galveston, Texas, I'm sure they would have a different connection to it. You know what I'm saying? Because that could be like, you know, they great whoever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, you know, was involved in that.
No, I think
you have a different connection to it.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, I believe that everything is necessary, right? So every even though like my mom has been like on the front lines, doing picket fence in front of governments every like, you know, since I've known, you know what I mean, in DC and in North Carolina, you know. So like the awareness that has been created over time, I would call that successful, right? And certain things can move to be able to be brought up in another way eventually, because that awareness was kept on, and that could have been someone's purpose, right? So not to like take away from anything that is symbolic. That's why I see the awareness of it spawns all kinds of things and could spark a light into the next person who does make the great change. So we'll take everything you give, trust, but we know your intentions when giving that. It wasn't to get us closer, it was to keep us at bay, to distract us for so we won't get to what the real issue is, which is like, yo, really check, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like at bay for that. So that's how I look at, you know, the Juneteenth like holiday per se. But you know, like I said, we'll take it. My kids learn a lot.
Exactly. Make it a day of rest.
Right.
Black people should actually sit down and chill for the day.
We need a bunch of days like that, then, if that's the case.
I know, right? Yo, we shouldn't be working at all anyway.
Yo, you hear me?
Yo.
Like, how do we still have jobs? Like,
right. We should be chilling right now, bro. We got so much equity built up. Why the world should be working, bro? Yeah. We should get every household should be 150 deep, and that's their base. You know what I'm saying? Just from the government every year.
Every
year. You start with 150,000 economic base, and then we can work from there.
Right. And then see what happens.
Yeah.
See what we do with this thing now.
Watch that generational wealth start multiplying. Well, you got free money. Well, y'all got free labor, bro, to build it all.
Labor for centuries.
Yeah.
You cooking for centuries out here.
But the thing is, though, right? Here's what happened.
Centuries,
right?
though. Oh my
here's
God.
what happened. Here's the frustration amongst a lot of in the people in that space who don't understand. It's like white culture and majority white culture is white, but I'll say white culture because it is a culture that is in this space because of capitalism, right? But they've had the bag forever, yo. And they keep fumbling it. Every opportunity, and they keep fumbling it. We've never had the bag, and we're still climbing and ascending in this space. But they keep fumbling the bag all the time on just BS to keep making money.
Yeah.
They created the bag.
Yes, but they don't why we still got financial issues. They're the worst hustlers ever, bro.
Right. Yeah, they're the worst hustlers ever. How you
still,
create currency and then you still messing it up.
And you still broke. You making money, you still broke, bro. You know what I'm saying? You making money
made the whole system.
Making money, taking money.
It's like how you can print money, you still broke, yo.
That's how you know this thing ain't real, man. This thing ain't real, bro.
Nah.
They print money every day and y'all in debt. How much money?
Yo. Because it ain't real, man. And it's like they keep this money. Nobody knows how it works. Nobody knows how anything works. They just know that the confidence need to be here. Because if it's not, then everything fails, bro. Because the fraud will be over.
And then how do we just pull out like billions to send to other countries?
Right. It's just
out of nowhere, though.
Out of nowhere. Like, all right, we're gonna drop this big bag on y'all.
Yo,
5.6 billion.
Yo, we were just arguing about like, you know, what, like remember when the 2008 stimulus was like 800 million?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's like, yo, that is insane. We can't do that to save the economy, right? And then it's like, then we cut like 345 something to Ukraine, a check million to that. It's like, well, that's half of that whole thing, the pandemic of 2008.
Yeah.
Nah, they put some billions in the Ukraine, man.
They just put billions.
Was it billions?
Billions.
Yeah, they recently sent billions.
And we was tripping over 800 million here in 2008.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that's crazy. It's like where we get that from?
And I'm thinking that's how I think in my mind. I'm thinking like these are headlines. But I don't see how this money exchanges. You know what I'm saying? Like, how does that work? You know what I'm saying? How does it work that you get 800 million? What are you gonna do with that 800 million? Are you we buying guns? Who you buying them guns from? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot of money to give somebody to just be like, yo, this is what you need.
Y'all just start sticking up billionaires like, yo, Jeff Bezos, run a Billy, bro.
Yo, where that come from?
Yo, Jeff Bezos, Microsoft bill right now.
Yo, I gotta start running, yo. That's it. If y'all want to stay here, that's it. Y'all gotta run.
It's crazy, man. And nobody stops to think about like, is this really happening? Like, no, because it's on the TV, and the TV told me.
Yeah. I mean, if I was, you know, them and dirty and thinking that way, I would go to Jeff Bezos and be like, run that money. What you gonna do? We America. He gonna run it.
Extorting you.
Right.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if that comes out in the book in 2 decades.
Right. Government is just
like where billionaires are getting extorted.
But government is a bunch of rackets, bro. A bunch of rackets. That's all it is.
Oh,
we call it taxes. A bunch of rackets. That's all it is, yo.
Think about it. The government is strategically killing black men still.
Still. Nothing's happening about it. Yo. Right. Nothing. We're just watching it happen.
Talk about celebrating Juneteenth. We celebrating Juneteenth and we still get murdered.
Yeah, right.
Like we were slaves.
Right. And celebrating if we get a couple of convictions, you know what I'm saying? Like, God, thank you, jeez.
Right. Like
we got to fight to get a conviction of getting killed, yo. Yeah. That's where we are.
That's basically that's
that's the reality check, you know.
I about to say reality check.
Yeah, we ain't gonna sit here and we're not gonna sit here and tell you what's cool and be lolly dolly about it. You know, we just like, look, this is what I see it as being, you know. So they call it what they want, but it's a reality, and every opinion matters, I guess, right now.
Don't come here for comfort, come here for truth.
Right.
Getting truth here.
No lies told.
How that feels is that's on you, but it's just truth.
Yeah.
Yes, y'all. Another dope episode. We quoting it up.
Yeah. Oh man, let me see here. Quote of the day.
Quote of the day.
And well, I'll tell you what. Let's see here. What will go with this one? All right.
think I had a good quote too. I just wrote something down.
Hmm.
You can go ahead, dog. I'm just checking.
All right, here we go. No, that's not what I want. All right, here we go. A man told everyone of his kind that they were superior beings. Let me just say that again. A man told everyone of his kind that they were superior beings so that everyone who looked like him would believe it. A man told everyone of his kind that they were superior beings so that everyone who looked like him would believe it.
Wow.
So when you say words and you tell people in the masses and you say things, everyone can believe it, you know. So you just gotta be careful of what they put out there for you to take bait for, so they can distract you on whatever it is, you know, because we got here in this situation. Everyone's been manipulated.
Yes, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen. On that note, we're gonna end strong.